Hello everyone, welcome you all to my YouTube channel, and today we have the session 2, or we can say the class 2 for our Java programming. And here these are the topics that I will be covering in today's session. So these are as follows. First thing, that what are the variables or identifiers in Java? Second, what is the meaning of the data type in Java? What is the difference between primitive and non-primitive data type? How do you import the scanner class? Next question is how to take user input from scanner class. Then we will cover what is the difference between next and next line methods. And then how can we rename a package or a class in Eclipse. So these are the topics, or these are the points that I will be covering in today's session. So let's get started. So first thing first, we have variables or identifiers. So basically, what are the variables or what are the identifiers? I do have a course structure here. Okay, so before the identifiers and variables, let me complete one more topic from yesterday class, or from the class 1, that I have covered a topic over there about the Java naming conventions. So here, what are the naming convention? Basically, these are kind of rule that to follow to decide what name your identifiers will have. Like you have a class, you have variables, you have constant, or you have methods. So how can we name them? This is a set of rule there that is known as the Java naming convention. And that set of rule is what? That set of rule for the naming convention is all here. For class name, we will be having only uppercase, and the class name must be a noun. And you can see here the example, we can represent it as string or color, or many more, right? These are just the examples, that these are the names are starting with what? With the uppercase letters. Then interface name. Interface, we will learn in the upcoming classes what interfaces are. But here the thing is that as per the naming convention, it will start with the uppercase and it will be an adjective like run neighbors. Then next will be the method name. Method name will always start with lowercase and it should be a kind of verb. And specifically, we have the main method that will start always with the lowercase m. Other methods will start always with the lowercase. Variable name. Variable name will also start with the lowercase. And the examples are like first name or order name, right? Then the package name will always start with the lowercase, as for example we can say Java package or language package, and these are the example how can we give the names to them. And there is one more thing, that are the constants. What are the constants? So constants name will always start with the uppercase, and these will be the like this. All the letters in a word will be uppercase. So in very rare cases we use constant name, but still we should know that how do we have the naming convention for the constant names. So next thing, our main topic, it is all about identifiers or variables. So what are the identifiers? Identifiers are the words a programmer uses in a program. What can we say about it? That, let's see, let's go to the paint. Let's say I have a group of some colors, right? Yeah, I do have a group of colors, right? Or a color something somewhere. So what I'll be doing, I'll be deciding that okay, for each color, like I do have the colors like red and blue, and I do have green or something like that, right? So let's say I want to decide some variables, right? Some variables. So what I will be doing, I can use the for this kind of color representation, what I can use, which kind of names I can use. I can use like this. Okay, color. If I have cars, I can use car. If I have these notebooks, so I can say notebook. So this kind of namings we will be using, right? And second comes what? Okay, identifiers, right? These are the identifiers which programmer will use in the program. Then an identifier can be made up of letters, digits, underscore character, and dollar sign. So what we will be including? What we will be including here? We will be including either the alphabets, um, alphabets, or we will be using the numbers, or we can use the underscore, or we can use the dollar sign. So alphabets, right? Or we will be using the dollar sign. These things we can use. Other than this, we cannot use any other sign. Like we cannot use this hyphen. We cannot use this asterisk. We cannot use at rate. We cannot use any other sign. Which signs we can use? We can just use either underscore, or we can use the dollar sign for the naming convention. We can use the numbers, we can use the alphabets. So how can I represent it? Let's say I have an example as test. So I can represent a variable name as test, and other than that, I can say test underscore one. I can say like that. I can say test and dollar sign. Now I can use this dollar sign, and then I can use one. I can again say that it is a like test and underscore and test and underscore dollar, like that I can use. But I cannot use as test asterisk. It will be wrong. I cannot use it. This is a wrong way to do the naming for the variable names. And what is next thing? Next thing is that identifiers cannot begin with a digit. We cannot use any digit to start a name of variable. Like I cannot do one test. That is the wrong way. We cannot use it like that. So these digits should not be in the beginning. What is the next set of rule for the variables? You can see here, as Java is very, very case sensitive. So if we are typing total and total, these will be very, very different. This will not be considered as one name. So how can we give the example? Let me delete all these things. If I'm saying test, it is a different thing. And if I'm saying test, it is different thing. And if I'm saying test, these will represent three different things, because Java is very, very case sensitive. And also for the naming convention, if we are saying underscore test, this is good. We can represent it like that. And if we are saying $test, that is also good. But the digits or the number we cannot use before the name. That will be wrong. And now what next is there? By convention, programmer use different class styles for different types of identifiers, such as title case for class names and uppercase for constants. That already we have covered in the first slide, that the class name will be uppercase and the constant name will be all letters as uppercase. So the identifiers are what? These are the words that programmer will use in their programming, and the identifiers are made up of either letter, digits, underscore, and dollar sign. Other signs are not allowed and cannot begin with the digit or cannot begin with a number. Where we are using upper cases and lower cases, these will represent very different things. Either the spellings are similar, but they will represent the different identifiers. So that is all about these identifiers. So let's see next slide. Here it is. And okay, so this is what is the data type meaning in Java, right? Or what is the difference between primitive and non-primitive data type? So this is our next thing. So let's say what do I have? I have a variable, and variable name I have given as A, and I want this to be a number. Let's say I want it to be 10, right? I want it to be 10. Let's say another example I have as a variable name as B, and I am giving it value as 20. Some more I want to have, let's say I have C, and Let me do it in this line. Let's say I have C and I am giving this not a number. I want to give it a like put in some value over there like this. So what I am doing, if I am using a number, I do not need to put in a double quotation. If I'm using a value like this, where there is like combination of alphabets or a word, I need to put it inside the double quotation. Or I can have D. Let's say D, do I have like this? Let's say I have X over there. So I like that in single quotation. So all these things are very, very different, right? This is the single character. How we are representing it, right? So the what can we have? What can we have over here? If if I want to change something, if I want to change something, let's say I want to change something for C, and instead of cat, I want to put something like one, two, and then cat over there, so I can do this. Or if I want to give some other values, let's say I want to put s asterisk over there, I want to dollar sign it over there, or any other digit over there, or any other digit or any other signature there, underscore over there, and other alphabets over there, so I can do that. So it is a kind of combination where we are using the single digit units also, and where we are using uh, this single values, right? The single characters, we can say the single characters or these digits. So these values we are putting over here. So what are all these? Why we are doing like that? Why these variables, like these are the variables name A, B, C, D. These are the variables name, and why we are giving the values like this? And is there anything that can identify the variables? Yes. So those are the data types. Those are the data types. Like we have integer, we have character, we can say we can represent as char, and we do have strings and many more. So I do have a slide to show you how these things will be representing, and later on we can see by the example over here back. Let's see the slide first. So this is the slide. These are the data types, right? We do have primitive data type. Let me take the marker over there. Okay, I think my marker is not working right now. So, okay, it should. Sorry, guys, my marker, I think, not working or working on somewhere else. Okay, no problem. What can we do? Let's start here with the data type, right? Data type are of two types. One is the primitive data type and another one is the non-primitive data type. So in the primitive data type, what we have Boolean data type and we have numeric data type. In non-primitive, what we have string and array. That's all. In the non-primitive, we have string and array, and we will learn about string and array in the upcoming classes. And string is the thing that we have to use too much way more other than the other data types. So we have to focus on the strings very much. And also you can see the non-primitive data type are represented by the uppercase. Either it is string or an array. These are represented by the uppercase. There are more, but we are not going to focus on them. Now, other than non-primitive, we have primitive. In primitive, we have two types of data type. We have Boolean, we have numeric. Boolean we will represent by just lowercase b, and it will be Boolean, right? And in the numeric, we have characters and we have integrals. In the character we will represent as char. You must be surprised why this character coming under numeric. I will explain it later why it is coming over here. It's a very good interview question also, that why we are giving this character in the under the numeric data types. So we will represent it as char, we can say char. And then under numeric, integrals are divided into integers and floating, and the floating points, right? So here what do we have? In the integers we have byte, we have short, we have int, we have long. In the floating points we have float, we have double. So we most of the things that we are going to use is boolean, char, int, float, double, and string and array. So these are the data types. How do we represent, and now how we will going to use these data types. So let's see that. Or let's say I have a variable a and I am giving this a value as 10. So that doesn't satisfy anything for me. Like, why I'm using this variable, what kind, how can I tell that it will going to be a number? So what I have to do, I will represent it by int like that. So that's how I am declaring and defining my data type integer as a variable a, and I'm giving it a value as 10. Right? If I am using string, wait a second, let me do it here. If I'm using a string, I'm saying it is b, and let's say do it like 12, I cannot do it like this. I cannot say that the string will be going to 12 like this. If I want to represent a string as number 12, what I have to do, I have to put it inside the double quotation, then only it will be considered as a string. Same way, if I am saying that I have another type of data type, that is char, and let's say it is c, and I am giving it a value as let's say I want to give it a value as x, or yeah, x, right? So I cannot give it value like this. What I have to do, I always need to put the char inside the single quotation mark. So those are the limitations for these things, right? And other than that, what else we have? What else we do have? We have float. And if I will say float, then I'll be giving, let's say it is float represented by d, and it is what I have to put. I will be putting n point 0 1, and I need to represent it with f at the end, and then the semicolon. If I do have double double and I'm representing it with e, then it will be coming like, let's say 10.1. Like that, I have to represent double. So these are the different data types. Like we have integer, how we will represent integer. We have string, how can we represent a string? It can be, already we have studied about that string can be the combination of the alpha numeric values with the signs also, right? We can use all those here in this when we represent the value for any string. And then for char, we have the single characters, and then the float like that, and double like that. So that's how we will be representing the variables for different type of data types, right? Now let's do it in all our Eclipse. So we have session 2 now. Let's do the, let's make some space here more for the classes. And if I will do right click here, I'll go new and Java package. And we already know that we do not need to create the module. So I deselected that. And let's say the name of the session will be session 2 and finish. And then if I expand it, we have source folder. In the source folder, what we need to create? We need to create a package, same way that we did in the last class or last session. And here, what are we going to do? We are going to do data type. So finish and of package created. If I go here, new, and create a class, and then the class will be what? The class is also all about the data type. Data type, we have to start with the uppercase D, and data type class. Let's say data type class, and let's create a main method, because main method is important, right? Finish. So a class has been created, right? A class has been created. Class is there, class name is data type class, and the main method is there. Inside the curly braces, we have to put our statements. So what we learned about the variable names and the data type. So I have an int a, and I have given this the value as 10, right? I have given this a value as 10. So in line number 7, the value is what for integer a? As 10, right? So let's say I want to do a printout. So control spacebar and get it. as a system.out.println. And what I want here, let's say I want to get this 10. So what I have to put inside here, I will put A. And if I will run my program now, you can see in my console, I did get this 10. After that, in line number 11, if I says that my value of for my A is 15, and after line number 15, if I do CISO again, and I want to get A there. Now, after this, if I will run my program, first thing I'll get the value for A from line number 9 and then value for A from line number 13. So if I will run my program, I'll get two values. First is coming from here, from line number 7 to this, and then second is coming from here, from line number 11 to line number 13. So that's how, if somewhere I have already declared what is the value of my variable A having the data type integer, and the value is here, and somewhere next into some line I'm using another value. So after that, whenever I will be using it, whether wherever I'll be using it, this variable A, it will be always giving me the value as 15. Before changing, it will be giving me this one, and after changing, this will be giving me 15. So that is a kind of buckets. Like here, we have kept the value for A in the bucket as 10, and in the next time in the same bucket, we have changed the value as 15. So that's how the values we can change. Now, after that, what we have, let's say I have a string, and string is B, and for B, what we have cat. So that's how we can represent it. And then we have char, and let's say char is C, and for char we have the value as in single quotation as, let's say, X. And then after that char, we have value as double, 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 and D, and we are representing it as 10.1. So that's how we can represent it, right? So let's delete this part. And now what we want all the four values, like B here, C here, and D here. If I will run my program, I will get all the values. So that's how we can represent the data types. Now one thing left, that is the float, float. F, and let's say I'm presenting it with F, and equals to, let's say I do have 10.01, and if I do semicolon here, it is showing me what? It is showing me here the red mark. That's something wrong. What I have to do, if I put F over there, I have to represent what? I have to represent it with the F at the end of this value. So then only it will tell me, okay, it is a float value. So if I will get it here, let me take that like F, and if we will run our program now, it will give me all the values. So that's how we decide our data types and the variable names, right? So next thing what? How to rename anything. Let me go in the class 2. Yeah. Okay. Now we have covered what are the variables, what is the meaning of data type in Java, what is the difference between primitive and non-primitive data type. Yeah, primitive and non-primitive data type difference we already have covered in this slide, but still we have a little bit more to learn about it. We will be, just stay tuned, we will learn much more about all these things. Wait. Something got stuck somewhere. Okay. Wait a second, guys. I am stuck somewhere with my active presenter. Where is it? Yeah, it's here. Okay, got it. Okay, then Yeah, fine. So next thing is that here we have this class name as data type, right? Data type class. Let's how to rename it. Though we have done this in class 1 also, but let's do it one more time. We'll right click on that. We will go to refactor and then rename. And after rename, we can simply say that data type class 1 and finish. Finish. So it will change the data type class 1 here and also here. You can see also here it can change. That's how we can rename a class. So next thing come as the scanner class. You can see that how do you import scanner class and how you take the user input in the scanner class. So let's do that. Let's do that. What is scanner class and how to use it? So if I do right click here, go to new, go to class, and then what I am going to use, I am going to use the scanner class, right? Scanner class, or we can say user input, create a main method, and then finish. So scanner class. So for scanner class, what we have generally, what we have in our Java, we have already existing methods. We have already existing methods, right? So those methods, or we do have already existing classes also. Out of those classes, the scanner class is one. The scanner class is one class. So how we are going to use the scanner class and why do we need this? So if we go to our first example, um, let me close this. If we go to our this example here, what do we have? We are going to print a, but we know the value of a is 10, right? We are getting the value 10. And if we have the like b over there, we know our b is cat and it will print us cat. But what if I'm asking someone some question and they're replying me answer for that? For that, they need to give me the user input. And to take the user input, what I need the scanner class. That's why I need the scanner class. How I will be going to call the scanner class? So here I have a syntax add scanner, and for scanner, because what we are going to take, we are going to take user input. So this user input is a object. This is a object creation. We can say object creation for the scanner class because we are going to call the method from the scanner class. So user input, and then further we will use a keyword as new and then scanner, and then in the parenthesis we'll be using system system.in. So when we are using system.in, this whole syntax is for calling the scanner class by you for giving us the user input. And now the very first thing what we have to do, you can see this red mark over there. It is showing something is still missing. What is that something? If I hover over on the scanner, then it is showing me import scanner java.util. And this will come when we have our JDK good installed, and in from this JRE system library, it will get import all the methods that are available in our scanner class. And you can see this import came here. Let's do it one more time. If I do Control Z, it has gone. There is nothing right now. If I hover over here again, if I import it, it will come here. It will import it my scanner class from the java.util. So now I can use it. So what is the benefit of that? So let's say if I have a syso, like here, I want to print what is your name. What is your name, right? So if I will run my program, it is giving me what is your name, right? But what I want this user to give me the name. So what I have to do after that, I'll be using user input, and I'll be using dot. Once I put a dot there, I can see so many methods are available over there. There are many methods available, right? So for user input, because I want a name, for name, a few out of all these methods, I'll give some examples, right? So that you can understand. Here you can see the scanner. This scanner is representing that the method that we are going to use with this user input are coming from the scanner class. And the method, this is the method name. This close is the method name, and after this method, there is coming the parenthesis, right? And there is nothing inside this parenthesis. In some of the method, we have some things inside the parenthesis, right? These are all the arguments. In the upcoming class, we will study more about these, why these methods have the arguments inside and what is the meaning. Right now, let's do focus on the user input. So user input dot, let's say I want the name as the input will be what? It will be alphabetical, right? So I will go to next. This is a method next. And also with the next, I do have next line. This next line. I have two methods. One is the next method. It is for strings because the string value will give us in all alphabetical or alphanumeric or with the signs, all that. And if I have line, that also will be like having the strings, right? So let's use this next line right now, right? If I will use this next line, so this is my user input, and I simply can say this semicolon. So my syntax is now complete over there. So what next thing we can do? This after this question, this line is coming. So you can see here my terminator is gray. And now if I will run my program, now, so you can see my terminator is red. It is telling me that still your program is running. You still have something to type on. Just please type it. So what is there? It is the username. Let's say John. So if I hit enter over here, my terminator will get closed. Right? So there is one next thing. What can I say? I can say CISO, and I can simply type here my name is what? I can do plus here. I can do plus here, and simply I can put this value over there and remove this, right? And if I will run my program now, let me run it. And now terminator is on, and if I will type John, 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 and hit enter, so it is saying my name is John. So if there is a space issue, I can say just like that, and after that I simply can say plus again, and a period I can put. And if I will run my program now, you can see if I will type John, then it will give me my name is John. So that's how our scanner class will work, right? There is one more thing. Right now, I do not need to take this piece of code like that. I simply can take it away from here, and I can put it Control V if I will do. I know when I do type dot here and I type NEXTLI, so I can see this the data type. It comes under the data type string. So what I have to do, I'll take the advantage of this thing, right? And what I will be doing, I will put inside it string data type, and I can say this is the user input UI and equals to user input dot next line. So whenever I do not need to type this piece of code again and again, I simply can take this UI, Control C, and I can type it here, UI, like that. So it will, what it will do, it will automatically will put my user input over there. And now I do have this John. I will run this program again. So what is your name? I'm saying my name is John Smith. I said my name is John Smith, and I will hit enter. So it is coming at my name is John Smith, right? So what else I can do? Here I have this method next line. Let me delete this line from here. If I delete this line from here, and then I will run my program again. Okay. And then again I'm putting John Smith. John. SMIDTH and hit enter. So what it is taking only John. It is not taking Smith. So what is the difference between next and next line when we are taking the user input from the scanner class? That next will give you only one word. And next line will give you the whole statement, whole sentence, whatever the person will type over there, it will give you all over there. That's the thing. So if I will say not, instead of typing this much over here, and if I say UI only UI, and I'm using here next line method, and then if I will run my program again, I say my name is John Smith. SM John Smith, and hit enter. So it will give me the whole statement, whole sentence over there. Like that over there. So that is the difference between next and next line. After this topic, let's say what do we have? So we saw how to import scanner class, what the user input, and next and difference between next and next line. We have already seen renaming the package. Also, we have one important topic over there, that is the concatenation. If I do right click here and new and the class, let's say concatenation and main method and finish. So the class got generated as concatenation. We can remove this. So what do we have? If we type any kind of numeric values, right? If we type any kind of numeric values, let's say I am here and I am saying A plus B plus C, and our A value is 10, B is again 10, and C is 12. So simply we can say the thing, whatever will be coming here will be the result will be 32, right? So these are the integer values that we are adding on, and these are giving us the integer at the end. At the end, these are giving us the integer. So, but what means int and int addition, integer and integer addition will become an integer only, right? But if we have a string, and if we are adding a string into a string, then this kind of addition is possible, and the result of this kind of addition will be the string. Other than that, if we have a string, we are adding an integer inside that to that integer, then the result of this addition will become a string. Further, if we have a string and we have an integer, we have a character char, and we are adding a char to string, the result will become a string. So that's how we will be getting the addition of all these things. But if we have an integer and a char, then the result of this kind of addition will be an integer, not other thing. It will be an integer. That's why we have kept this char, the character, under the numeric values. Why? Because the chars are giving the char value, when we are adding it to a number, it will come from the ASCII code. We will learn in this class itself. So this will be the addition, concatenation or addition thing, right? Here, when the integer is adding to integer, this is called addition, and this will be also calling addition. But when we are adding a string to any other type, a data type, then this will call as concatenation. That will be the concat. So if we have some examples, we can have some example over here. Let's say I have int a. No, we do have already is our previous class, so we can pick. Yeah, we can pick all these from here. We can pick from here actually. Control C, and we can go to here and Control V. So we have all these, right? So what we want, SISO. In our SISO, what we want to do addition A plus A, right? And in the first one, we want a plus a. So it will be 10 plus 10. It should come 20. And next one, I want a plus b. After that, I want b plus c. And then I want a plus a plus a plus a plus b. And then next, I want a plus b plus a. So for the first one, the very simple thing we can do, in the last class I already told, if we are using double backward slash, after that whatever we putting in the line, the code will not, it will not be the part of the code, it will be the comment. So here the result should be a plus a will be 10, and for a plus b what it will be, because it's the concatenation, so a is 10 and b is cat, it will be 10 cat, and then further it is what, it is b plus c. So for b plus c, if we are adding b plus c, the value for x will come from the ASCII code. I'll show you later on. And here for a plus b, what will be, a plus a will be 10, a plus a will be 10, because we are going from left to right. So a plus a is integer plus integer, it will be a plus a, so it will be 10. 10 plus 10, so it will be 20, and then plus b, it will be cat, it will be 20 cat. Further, after that we have a plus b means 10 plus cat, so it will be 10 cat, and after also 10 cat plus 10, it will be 10. So if I will run my program, you can see, if I'm running my program over there, I'm doing it b for, if I'm doing it b, yeah, if I'm doing it b, it will be cat x. Yeah, I didn't do a plus c. Yes, that I have to do. Okay, so for this it is cat x, and then 20 cat and 10 cat 10, right? This, like that, the addition will happen. Now the main thing comes here, that when we do, let me do, see, so when I'm doing a plus c. So let me comment all these from here, so that we will have the result only from this statement. And if I will run this program now, you can see that a plus c is giving me the value as 130. Means this c, the x, have the value as 120. How is it possible to have the value 120? So if I will search ASCII ASCII codes, if I will search this ASCII codes, ASCII characters, you can get a chart. You can get a chart over there. Wait a second. Let me go back. What happened? Code chart. Let me find it out for you. Where is the code? ASCII code A to Z. ASCII uppercase A Z. A to Z uppercase. And we have lowercase, right? ASCII code A to Z. ASCII code A to Z. Let's say A to Z lowercase. So we have the value for X, right? If you go here, X, right? This is the lowercase x, and in our values also we have used the lowercase x, so you can see the code value is 120. So that's how, whenever you use, if I will change that to W, let's say if I'm changing this to W, and if I will run my program now, you can see it is giving 129. And also after that, instead of adding it to A, if I will add it to B, if I will add it to the string, then string, when it is adding to string, it will be the same value. It is not giving the numeric thing. So that is the reason that when we are adding any char to a integer, it is giving us the integer, and it is coming under the ASCII codes. That's why we are putting the characters, the char, under the numeric value, under the primitive data type, not under the non-primitive data type, though it is a single character kind of value, and we are putting it in the single quotation. So that is the reason behind that. Also, you can try many different ways to check the addition like that. And also, yeah, also if we do here a plus c, um, if we do a plus c plus, let's say after c I'm doing b, so now it will be 129 cat for the last one. 129 cat. So that's how the concatenation will work. And now let's come back to our scanner class. So in our scanner class, here what we had, we already called the scanner class and we created this UI for the string, right? And now if I want any number, let's say after the name, I already asked what is your name. Let's say after that, I want to ask in a statement, what is your age? What is your age? Or how old are you, right? What is your age or how old are you, right? So how I will be doing, I can type here and I can do UI, but this UI will be giving me for this string, right? And here what I want to represent, I can use this UI also, no doubt, but what I want actually, let's say, to represent a integer. So how I will be doing UI dot next, and I can find UI dot and next. One second. Okay, because we already using this UI as this user. Okay, no. What I have to do, user input I will be using, because this user input is representing our scanner class. This is the object for our scanner class, and this UI is the variable name for this string. For this string value, this is the variable name and this is the object of our scanner class. So we will be using this object, user input dot next int. So now you can see we have the option for integer also. If I hit enter on that and the semicolon, what can I put here? I'll be putting it into int, and let's say the user name, the variable name I can give here as age. So integer is user input dot next int. So here I can give simply age. I simply can type it like that. So if I will run my program now, what is your name? I simply can say my name is John. My name is John, right? And what is your age? My age is 20. So that's how our scanner class will work, and that's how we can get the input from the user. And the rule is that after this scanner class, so what we have to do, we always need to user input dot close. We always need to use this close method. This is not very essential, but it is a good choice. It's a good practice that to close this user input always at the end of the coding. Also there is one more thing. Also, what we learn in our concatenation, we can use it here. Like here I have written age is this. So how can I use the concatenation method here? What can I do? I'll simply put double quotation and I can type my age is a space, and then I can say plus age, and then after age 12, and then I can type something there like as the period over there, and this whole value will come as a concatenation, and the result of this concatenation will be the one single sentence, and that will come under the string value. So if I will run my program now, you can see what is your name, John. I simply can say my name is John, right? And hit enter. And what is your age? I simply can type here, let's say 20, and it is like my age is 20. So that's how we can use the scanner class. These are the data types we can use like that, different data types. And why our char is coming as this for concatenation, it is giving a value for integer, it is coming under numeric data type, because it is coming under the ASCII code because of the single quotations. And then in the concatenation we can concat the values separately, and the addition of string to any of the other data type will give the string only. And then we can use the scanner class, scanner for scanner input, and we can import the scanner class by giving this simple syntax. This is the syntax that we have always used if we want to get the user input, and then we can get the user inputs by these things. And we have different method, like we have next method and next line method. If we want to get the complete statement from the user, we have to use the next line method. And if we want only one word, then we will be using only next method. And other methods we do have like next int. And I can give some more example, like user input. We can check user input dot next. Oh, I made an input. User input dot next. So you can see there are so many methods are available over there with the user input for this from this scanner class. So you can use whichever method is required for your input from user, and that's how you can do your coding part. And now for today's class, I think it is sufficient. Let's meet in the next session 3rd. Until then, bye bye, and please do like, share, and subscribe my channel. Thank